Welcome back to another reading from the SCP Wiki, dear researcher. Today is a dual video. It is both the second to final episode from the SCP Resurrection Old Foes Hub, and it is also just a normal SCP reading. For today, we'll be reading SCP-5025, How I Became a Martyr by Notgull. Now, without further ado, let's begin. Notice, this document describes an anomaly that was recently involved in a high-profile incident. Familiarity with incident Red Revolver is recommended to proceed. This can be found in the Ressurection series. Item number SCP-5025-EX. Object class Humanoid/Artifact. Containment class Explained. Special containment procedures. SCP-5025-1's cadaver is stored in the cryogenic biovault at Site-17. Personnel requesting access to SCP-5025-1 must receive approval from the site head, and all actions involving SCP-5025-1 must be supervised by at least 2 site personnel. In addition, access to SCP-5025-1 will be recorded in the personnel's permanent record. SCP-5025-2 has been disassembled and its components split between 3 separate safe-class lockers. Reassembly is forbidden. Description: SCP-5025 is the collective designation for 2 anomalies associated with the Foundation Elimination Coalition, an alliance of several groups of interest united under the common goal of destroying the Foundation. SCP-5025-1 is General George Bowie, the former Foundation liaison to the U.S. military. In the late Data Redacted, Bowie presided over the MTF Omega-7 Pandora's Box project. Prior to his death in Data Redacted, Bowie somehow attained an anomalous immunity to death. He became the primary figure behind the Foundation Elimination Coalition in late 2020. SCP-5025-2 is an anomalous mechanical device created by SCP-5025-1's scientific personnel. Details of SCP-5025-2's internal functions are unclear. However, it is known that SCP-5025-2 is capable of killing a wide variety of living entities. A demonstration of SCP-5025-2's usage has yet to occur. The design of SCP-5025-2 is believed to be based on that of Cimmerian boxes. And a footnote here. Cimmerian boxes were an experimental weapon created with the intent to immediately assassinate an entity. The project was originally led by Dr. Jeremiah Cimmerian, prior to his promotion to Ethics Committee Liaison. Early prototypes were designed to use an anomalous power source to fire an extremely powerful beam of energy. Later prototypes contained a reality drainage device that would lower the Hume level of the surroundings, allowing the user to use reality bending on their desired target. Both of these prototypes failed to deliver consistent results, and the project was scrapped in 1997. Several prototypes of which were stored at SCP-19. History: SCP-5025-1 resurfaced at some point in late 2020. He contacted the Chaos Insurgency and used its influence as a catalyst to form the Foundation Elimination Coalition. Using the combined forces of the Chaos Insurgency, the Church of the Broken God, the Church of the Scarlet King, and numerous other persons of interest, the Foundation Elimination Coalition was able to capture Site-19. By November of 2020, the Foundation Elimination Coalition had secured a sizable portion of Foundation sites in the west coast of the United States, as well as several others worldwide. At this point, efforts to halt Bowie's campaign began, and Foundation sites that had previously been captured by Bowie were undergoing liberation. In response to this, SCP-5025-1 began constructing SCP-5025-2. Addendum 01. Recovered communications. The following audio log was intercepted by Foundation undercover agents at Site-19 between SCP-5025-1's office and an unknown party. Begin. Unknown. Your clock is ticking, Bowie. 5025-1. Getting these people in order is more taxing than it might appear. I spent all my time keeping the Coalition from falling apart. Unknown. I believe our deal involved you being able to retain control. 5025-1. It was nearly impossible for it to even get off the ground. Given how many ideologies we're combining here, it's a miracle I've been able to keep things together. The 093 entity left for another dimension after we took Site 20. It wouldn't even listen to me after it saw the site fall. Apparently, that wasn't the reason why it was fighting. Even your men are still deserting by the dozens. I think they work best alone, to be honest. They're not the right people for the job. Unknown. My sources say the Foundation is planning to take back Site-19. I don't think I have to say that if 19 falls, so does the Coalition. I'd rather this not all be in vain. I'd like to know, what are you going to do? 2 gunshots ring out. Bowie screams in pain. Unknown. Bowie, are you all right? After some time, another gunshot rings out. 5025-1. Yes, just a minor annoyance, assassins and all. I think I'm going to try the plan we originally discussed. Unknown. The initial plan? After all this war, that sounds wasteful. 5025-1. I've been digging around in the lower levels here, and I found a device. It has Cimmerian's name on it. With some modification, I think we could make a pretty convincing godkiller. Unknown. I'll trust you on this one, Bowie. Don't let us down. 5025-1. I understand. End log. Addendum 02. Infiltration of Site-19. Meeting of the Site Director's Executive Committee of the Whole. Begin log. Director Light. Let's talk about Site-19. We've stopped Bowie's advances for now, but I think we all know he's planning something. There are some energy signatures coming from Site-19 that screams suspicious. The faster we can stop him, the better. Dr. Moose has an idea that she would like to present. Dr. Moose. Thank you, Light. First of all, our attempts to retake Site-19 by force have failed. Site-19 is simply too well fortified at this point for us to take it without irreversibly destroying it. Why did the assassins fail again? Colonel James. We've recovered footage, for what it's worth. Our best assassin sneaks in and shoots Bowie in the head. He falls down, he's a goner. He takes pictures and starts making the report. 2 minutes later, Bowie comes back to life and shoots him back. Like the gunshot barely even bothered him. Moose. That's troubling. James. I know. He barely leaves his bunker in Site-19 anyways. That means the only option here is brute force. Dr. Moose. That segues nicely into my idea, Dr. Dan. Could you please throw a cream pie in my face? Colonel James. I beg your pardon? Director Light. Moose, we don't have time for this. Just tell us what's going on. Dr. Moose. After the unpleasantness in 2009, I elected to be the one to hold on to SCP-50. Its actions in my office have been annoying, but tolerable. I haven't had a true office since I was routed from Site 19. Therefore, SCP-050 is residing in Site 19 in my office. It hasn't seen a prank in years. If somebody were to prank me sufficiently, SCP-050 would relocate to their office. Then, if I pranked them back, it would relocate to my office. If we were to attach, say, an EMP charge to SCP-050, it would transport it to Site 19. We could disable Site 19's defenses for a sizable amount of time. Dr. Dan. Also, this was partially my idea. Just wanted to get that out there. Director Light. That sounds overly complicated. Why don't we just have an agent plant the charge? We already have people undercover there. Coordinating Agent Sampson. No, we don't. Director Light. I beg your pardon? Coordinating Agent Sampson. Bowie got a hold of some variant of SCP-2140, and he's plastered it all over the site. All of my men stopped responding to radio a week ago. The signs of retroconversion were obvious. Director Light. Are you sure we haven't been compromised then? Dr. Dan motions towards a whiteboard in the center of the room, containing several pro-Foundation affirmations. Researcher Mulkeeber. The counter-conceptual division is working on a way around that. We already have a computer that can analyze a scene and determine if it contains an instance of SCP-2140-1 in under half a millisecond. This is much faster than past models of this kind. Dr. Dan. For the record, I did that on purpose. Researcher Mulkeeber. I don't even want to consider the ethical ramifications. Dr. Moose. Okay, so we've delivered an EMP charge into Site 19. Everything's knocked out. What happens next? It's not like we can just get a sniper to kill Bowie. Director Light. We don't have to kill him. What if we just capture him and put him in a containment cell somewhere? Dr. Moose. Sounds right. Director Light. Once the EMP goes off, we can send in Alpha 9. Iris and Lexi are ready at a moment's notice. We've also been priming SCP-5031 for a mission like this. Dr. Moose. Hold on a minute, sorry. We're moving too far ahead. We're forgetting something. Director Light. What's that? Dr. Moose puts a briefcase on the table and opens it. Inside is a cream pie. End log. Addendum 03, Operation Oprah Clone. Begin log. Recovered footage from inside Dr. Moose's former office, now SCP-5025-1's office. SCP-5025-1 is inside communicating with someone through the computer. Suddenly, SCP-050 manifests on SCP-5025-1's desk, carrying an EMP charge. SCP-5025-1 yells in shock and picks up SCP-050. The camera goes offline after the EMP detonates. End log. Addendum 04, Recorded Conversation. Begin log. Footage from a video camera belonging to A9-3. The sounds of gunfire can be heard echoing throughout the site as MTF Alpha 9, New Hope, is assaulting on-site forces. Most enemies are fleeing instead of fighting. While walking down a hallway, A9-8 motions towards the wall. A9-8. There's something hiding in this wall panel. SCP-2275. It could be a prisoner. Let's not blow it up just yet. A9-6. Go peel it open, Alexi. 2273. Why can't we have SCP-5025 do it? Isn't he immune to explosions? A9-8. We're not going to use SCP-5031 to defuse bombs. 2273. Oh, but you're going to use me. Until you know I'll kick the bucket and die. Eventually, could be in an explosion. A9-8. Alright, fine. To SCP-5031. Wall, open. SCP-5031 emits a chirp as MTF Alpha 9 closes their eyes. It slices open the wall, but disappears from reality after a scream is heard. Dr. Crow.
Don't kill me, I'll tell you everything I know, I just want to live.
A9-8. Kane Pathos Crow, is that you? Dr. Crow.
Wait, you're Alpha 9, aren't you? Thank God!
2273. What are you doing here? An explosion rings through the halls from the fight above. Dr. Crow.
What do you mean? At Site 19 or in the walls?
A9-8. To be honest, I'm curious about both. Dr. Crow.
When Bowie showed up, I figured that the best place to hide was under his nose. That way, I could be a spy and siphon information for High Command.
A9-8. We haven't heard from you since Site 19 went under. Everyone just assumed you crawled in a hole and expired. Dr. Crow.
Yeah, my balls dropped about an hour in. Oh well, I've been storing food in the walls in case we ever needed to bug out. So, I've been fine. I even have a Game Boy back here. You wouldn't believe what level my Pokemon are.
A9-8. I don't care. One of my guys will escort you back to the base camp. Dr. Crow.
Wait a minute. Who's in charge of this whole operation?
A9-8. Samson and Light are running the whole shebang. Dr. Crow.
Can you set up a radio with them? I need to tell them something.
A9-8. I'll try. Extraneous information redacted. Director Light. So, you've just been hiding this whole time? Dr. Crow.
Call off the attack. Bowie has a secret weapon.
Director Light. That he's immortal, we already know. That's why we sent New Hope. We're hoping we can capture him. Dr. Crow.
Not that. He and his team of scientists are working on some kind of god-killer gun. From what I've heard, it's supposed to be able to kill anything. Just shoots a beam and whoops, you're eliminated from the universe.
Director Light. So, we surprise him. He won't be able to fire the gun at all. Dr. Crow.
You don't understand. There's a little bit of context here.
The conversation is interrupted by a Gearander rounding the corner and seeing Alpha 9. A9-2 fires 2 rockets at the Gearander, destroying it. Coordinating Agent Samson.
Come on, tell us.
Dr. Crow.
The entire coalition is held together with duct tape and jizz at this stage. The two churches are at each other's throats constantly. Even the CI folks are walking. How much resistance is there in capturing this place? I have to imagine there isn't much.
Coordinating Agent Samson.
How do you know all this?
Dr. Crow.
I had nothing to do with the past 4 months but play Pokemon and listen to people.
Director Light. How does the God Killer factor into this? Dr. Crow.
I don't think Bowie is going for domination anymore. He's trying to aim for the throat. I'm not too keen on anomalous theory nowadays, but I remember that a lot of it comes from apex-tier pluripotent anomalies. Gods, mechane, yogurt breath, etc., etc. Bowie wants to kill them. He thinks it'll cause the anomalies to cease to exist.
Director Light. Won't that cause reality to cease to exist too? Dr. Crow.
Hell if I know, not my field. He's going to hold them hostage. I don't know what he wants, but I don't think it's going to end up pretty.
Coordinating Agent Samson.
Let him do it. If nothing's anomalous anymore, that'd make my day. Actually, that'd make the rest of my life.
Director Light. Where is Bowie now? Coordinating Agent Samson.
He's getting together an escort to take him out of the site. He's in the north wing of the Clef building.
A9-8. Grant will be there. We'll try to swipe the device off his hands before he can activate it. 2273.
Boy is bluffing. This all sounds ridiculous. He's going to kill gods, and that somehow makes everything anomalous stop being anomalous? It's absurd.
A9-8. Either way, we should still probably stop him. A9-5, can you take Crow back to the base? Dr. Crow.
Wait, give me a second to grab my Game Boy. Jorik's not going to believe that I caught a shiny Latios.
Director Light. Director Jorik's been retired for years, Crow. Dr. Crow.
Really? Damn.
End log. Addendum 05. Death of SCP-5025-1. Begin log. Footage is from a body camera held by A9-8. The detachment of Alpha 9 New Hope is standing outside of SCP-5025-1's chamber. 5025-1.
You can come in now, by the way.
Silence. 2273. Whispering.
He's holding a box with a gun barrel on it. I can't see what's inside. It's covered with lead or something else at the dents.
5025-1.
Alternatively, you don't come in. That's fine. It's not like it makes much of a difference anyway.
A9-7.
What's he talking about?
A9-4.
His weapon, maybe?
5025-1.
The gun I hold in my hand can kill anything. That's what Sumerian's intentions were, weren't they? One shot fells the strongest man or the most powerful god. One shot can even kill me.
5025-1. Erupts in a sudden fit of laughter.
Oh, hell, what am I saying? I'm not a god. I'm barely even a man at this point. I'm a ghost. I'm a goddamn ghost.
A9-8. I think he's bonkers. A9-8 rounds the corner and faces SCP-5025-1. A9-8.
Put down the weapon, Bowie. You're surrounded. There's nowhere for you to go.
5025-1.
You know what? You're completely right. I'm trapped here. My only options are surrender or go out shooting. I'm not about to say I'm not a good shot, but there's no way I can shoot my way out of this.
5025-1 enters a coughing fit. He doubles over, still holding 5025-2.
In fact, there's no way I'm making it out of this alive. The Foundation's going to string up my body like a trophy. You're going to kill me. The Foundation wins again, just like it's won the past 50 years. Whoop-de-doo!
A9-8.
We have orders to capture you alive. Put the device down.
5025-1.
Oh, ho, ho! You're going to leave me alive? Best joke I've heard all day. I've gotten everything I wanted, actually. I'd bet an arm and a leg that High Command already knows that. Sooner or later, they're going to kill me.
5025-1 laughs.
They're going to kill me. There's a special level of hell for people like me, I think. My gut's telling me there's only one way out of here. I'm not giving you the catharsis of finding out.
SCP-5025-1 points SCP-5025-2 up at his head and fires. His head explodes into viscera, and his body collapses. A9-8. Shit! Director Light, Bowie shot himself. Should we still take his body? Director Light. Yes, he's going to come back to life. A9-8. 10-4. 5-7, take his body. I'll grab the Sumerian box. Let's get out of here. End log. Closing statement. SCP-5025-1 was not resurrected after the incident. SCP-5025-2 was secured and brought to Site-31. After 5025-1's death, most Foundation Elimination Coalition troops were routed from the site, and it was recaptured by the Foundation. Although the Foundation Elimination Coalition was dissolved, isolated sects still continue to operate. Missions are being mounted to eliminate these sects. Involved groups of interest have generally disassociated from each other. SCP-5025 has been reclassified as safe. Addendum 06 Reclassification. T-557 authorization required. Authorization granted. 1. The lab results came back negative. There's nothing anomalous about SCP-5025-2. We've tested it on some choice entities. Then, we tested it on ordinary D-Class personnel wearing Kevlar vests. Then, we disassembled it. SCP-5025-2 appears to be nothing except for an ordinary gun, if not greater in size and more impractical. We've also taken a look at the cadaver. It's completely clean. None of the telltale signs that his biology was changed. There could always be something we missed. For the most part, it seems to confirm that he was never immortal. You know the forest behind Site 89, where Bowie was originally buried? We found the grave. There were enough water bottles in there to last for decades. Maybe even centuries. One of the agents taste tested it. It's definitely SCP-006. RAISA spent years making sure Bowie's influence in the database was completely gone. Now, everyone in the Foundation knows who Bowie is and what he wanted. I personally think we made a mistake in overplaying the immortal aspect of it, especially given the recent insurgencies we've been seeing. Our next move should probably be some kind of rebasing of the database. We need to get Bowie's blood out of the Foundation's veins as soon as we can. Get back to me ASAP. 05-7. And that's where we ended off here today. To those of you who are just here for it as an SCP, thank you very much for coming. It's been an honor reading for you. And I really do hope that you check out the Ressurection series, even if it's not my reading of it. I do encourage it. It is a wonderful story. And to those of you who are here for it as Ressurection, I'll see you in 1 week's time with the end of Old Foes Hub, and after that, we will begin the new Phases Hub. But until then, thank you very much for coming. I could have sworn Bowie was going to be SCP-069, and I hope to see you all again in the future. Good luck out there.